Hello, welcome to my comparison video of 18th scale versus 43rd scale. So I've realized that the best way to compare the two is to actually film them, because when you're looking at them physically with your own eyes, you can't really tell the difference in detail, but when you're filming them, that scale disappears and you're actually looking purely at the detail, because you don't know the scale. When I'm videoing this Lotus Turbo Esprit Essex edition, you can't, if I'm videoing it on its own, you can't particularly see what scale it is, and the same goes for that. So what we're going to do is we're just going to look at the different parts of the car. So now the key factor on both of these, so you'll see this is the one from For Your Eyes Only, the Bond film, with the skis on the back, the copper coloured one after the white one was blown up. And it was an early Esprit, and as well, all Essex Esprits were early as well. And there are two key differences. One is you've got, I don't know how many piece wheels they are. They're either 2 or 3 piece wheels. But on this one, so we're going to compare the wheels in between the scales. You can see the Allen bolt heads around the outside there. So let's have a good look at that, see what we think about the detail on there. And we've got the Goodyear logo as well, and we're going to compare that now with the 43rd scale car. If we can get in there and focus. Okay, that's as good as the focus get, but you can see the Allen heads there, you can see the detail. You've got the gold coloured centre on that, which you didn't have with the Essex edition, and you've got Goodyear. So that's quite a good comparison, really. That comes out quite well in 43rd scale. So while we're at that part of the car, let's have a look at the decal, the badge, these shut lines that are cut into the mould. So I expect it to look much crisper here, and yeah, you can really see, if I come back to about the same distance, you've definitely got a bit more crispness there. I think on this car, the bonnet opens, but because this is a non-opening car, I'm not going to open this. There is a separate review of this car from a few years ago, which I'll link to at the end of this video. In fact, I've got a Lotus playlist as well. So, and then the other key difference with the car, but actually I'll tell you what, while we're still on the bonnet, look at that vent there. That's nice. You can see it's cut in. There's something underneath. On this one you can still see the vents, but you can see it's not got that cut in effect. Let's look at the wiper. A little bit clumsy on this Minichamps. So this is a Minichamps, by the way, and I felt they were the best for these Turbo Esprits at 43rd scale. So looking at that windscreen wiper, compare it with the AutoArt car, and the wiper is a bit more delicate. Whether it's really more detailed, I mean, you've got that kind of, I guess it's some kind of pantograph, kind of the way the mechanics of it works. You've got it represented on there, so it's not bad. I mean, this 43rd is pretty good. Okay, now the other key difference on the early Esprits, and it's probably the first 100, maybe 200 cars, is you have a roof console. So we can see that there, that roof console, which I think contained the audio system. Very cool piece of kit. So obviously a very rare car to have those. Let's see if we've got the roof console in this car. Hey, let's see. I think we probably do have a roof console in there. Hard to see the detail, but it's there. You've got, what else have we got? The sun visors. Okay, and we'll look in at the rest of the car. So you've got nice seat detail there. They had these very plush leather interiors on these cars. Gear stick with the wooden knob, I think. The steering wheel, the dash. Not a bad look. Let's compare that with this. Now, what's great about that one is you've got the light colour. Here you've got a darker colour, but it's very nice too. And yeah, it's not bad. I mean, yes, we're getting a bit more detail on the 18th, but that 43rd is looking really good. Let's look at the door handle, the Morris Marina door handle, and on this one, very much the same detail, but not bad. So you'll have a good idea seeing this on your screens how you compare it. So do write in the comments what you think, whether you think this is pretty good considering it's 43rd scale. It seems to me there is a level of crispness on this car that you're not getting on this car. Let me explain it. This one does have more detail. It is more crisp scale when you're taking into account scale. But if you didn't take into account the scale, I suspect that the Minichamps has slightly finer cut details and things. Right, okay. Let's look at the rear screen. You've got this visor blind affair here. Okay, I mean partly hidden there. And let's go to the rear lights. Okay, so looking at that one there, let's get a similar view on the Essex. So similar view is about there. Yeah, you are seeing more crispness there on the Essex on the 18th scale. So it's interesting to see that. But you've got a good amount there. You're not losing too much, but you're definitely losing some detail. This is just an absolutely gorgeous car, I have to say. So the other thing to look at really is the overall proportion. So I'm just going to line that up and see what we can get there. Okay, so that is a great proportion. It's always interesting that this window doesn't start sloping down. It reminds me of the XJS rear window. It's not quite right, and I think that's just the design of the car. It's not the model I'm talking about. So and then if I move that to there, so we've got that there. Okay, and we've got really good proportions there. You know, I'd say those angles are spot on between both cars. They've really represented these well, so I'm very happy with that. And then the final thing is to look underneath. Okay, that's quite pleasing actually. You've got a certain amount of suspension detail, exhaust detail. You've got these fans in the cooling at the front there. Okay, so let's just and look at the casting of the gearbox. Yeah, not bad at all. So let's just switch over to the large car. Oh, very, very similar really. You've got the three fans. Yeah, bit more crispness, bit more detail. And here the exhaust is actually chromed, so they've gone to the extra trouble of getting a bright finish there rather than just a painted silver finish. But you've got the same representation of the parts there in the gearbox and the suspension. So I'm just going to check out the tyre detail. Yeah, really good on that, isn't it? So we'll go from that and we'll look. I'm just going to go there again. So you can see that detail in the fan. Let's see how that compares here. I don't think you're getting quite the same detail in the fan. I think there's some there. Not bad. And then, yeah, so very good, really. I mean, I do like 43rd scale. It's interesting, Mini GT are about to bring out a 64th scale one of those, so maybe I'll get hold of that. Maybe I'll do a review of that. But for now, thank you for watching. Do subscribe. Got a load of 43rd, 64th, 18th, 12th scale reviews. A lot of Spark and HPI, so it's unusual that I've got Minichamps and AutoArt, but they're in there too, and I've got a whole playlist for Lotus as well. So thank you for watching, and I've got a particular Essex collection as well. So thanks for watching. Do subscribe and you'll hear from me again soon.